I want to address something that I've been seeing coming up on Twitter with the in regards to the Foundation for Social Change and UBC, $7,500 to 50 homeless men in Vancouver, that pilot that happened like 4 years ago. It was first reported on by like CBC back in 2020 or 2019 or something like that. One of the claims out there, which people are using to try to discredit the entire project, is that it was only given to people that didn't have serious drug issues. Like, they actually checked first to make sure people didn't have serious problems. And so people are going, oh, well, that proves that it didn't work then. That proves that they wouldn't have gone into and used drugs because they already weren't drug users. One, people claim that, like, there's the guy's name's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it, but people claim that almost everybody on Pandora here in Victoria and all people that are homeless are drug users. So to say that's absolute fucking bullshit, considering that people say, well, they probably get hooked as soon as they get down there, or they will probably, if we give them that kind of money, they'll definitely start using. So there's that. Two, as a person who's listened to over 6,000 videos on the subject of basic income and unconditional cash transfers, as one economist, and I don't know which one, but I remember one of them saying it, when you're doing these pilots, especially in the early days, when people didn't know how it was all going to go down, you're fucking with somebody's life. I mean, you are. You know, like they had to be very careful. Like with Give Directly, they made a point of like, oh, we don't want to give this village too much because then the other villages might get jealous or, stuff like that. So they were worried. They were concerned up front. So that's why a lot of these pilots were using small amounts. Because they didn't want to, if there was a negative effect, they didn't want it to go fucking ballistic, did they? And so they're like, okay, well, this whole thing is about a paradigm shift in how we think about income security. We've had the neoliberal utilitarian horseshit now for 40 fucking years. And then that's been the way of thinking about everything. And so going this opposite direction of that is what's so radical. It's the unconditionality of basic income that's so groundbreaking. Not the money, the unconditionality versus welfare, versus TANF, versus universal credit. Versus this, we've been doing basically the same thing here in, what was said by one of our premiers, that all people on welfare, blah, 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 all this stuff. That's what's so powerful about it. That's the thing. And the one thing about basic income, I have yet to have seen from our opponents a better idea. Do you know that? I mean, we've had decades of, literally, in England for the last 10 years, they've had a conservative government. In America, they've had both. And here in Canada, we've had a liberal government. Well, those conservative ones would have already considered the idea of reducing taxes. And taxes are useful for certain things, and, like I'm a former smoker. Would you want cigarettes to go back to their original prices? No. You want smokers to have to pay more so that we get discouraged. You see, there's things like that, Pigovian taxes. So, until I hear about a better idea, I'm sticking with basic income. Sorry, kids, but that's how it is. There are hundreds of basic income pilots, and the thing that you see more and more as you do this work is that the closer it gets to the rules of basic income, the rules of basic income Earth network, of unconditionality, of being non-withdrawable, the closer you get, the more powerful the results, the more emancipatory the results. So, no, this doesn't blow me off course at all. And I just, when somebody is like actively trying to discredit basic income, I just wonder what they're thinking. I just wonder what's in their heart sometimes. For the 50 people it did help, it did help. For the people in Stockton, it did help. For the people in Dauphin, it did help. So you would have wanted to have taken that away? Done here.